Alex, how we doing?
What's going on, Jlong? I can't complain yet, but I'm hoping you're having a good day so far.
Dude, good day. We have some of the biggest news in our lifetimes for the NBA. Draymond Green re-signs 1-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, he got his max, and I'm surprised to see if anybody follows him. You know, they have the team and they have the. No, let's get into it, man. We have the greatest player of all time choosing to play the what is most likely to be his last years in Philadelphia. Your immediate thoughts?
My immediate thoughts were despair, disgust, um, just overall sadness. I think you can relate. Most people born around our time, we've had a team that we rooted for, and then we had LeBron we rooted for because of the Golden State Warriors and Kevin Durant. So it almost feels like you're losing the LeBron team to root for that he's going to the 76ers.
I don't. I'm still gonna root for them. I don't like Joel Embiid. I'll go out and say that I don't like the way he plays. I think he's kind of a grifter. But I can root for Philly. You know, they're in the East, so I have no horses in the race in the East. So I will be a Philly and Raptors fan this year.
Philly and Raptors, so you have three teams now.
Yep, yep.
why,
You
why the
can't
Raptors?
you can't lose. I like Kawhi. I think it's a cool story. I think him going back there is definitely a cool story, and that's what I'm rooting for in the East. Cool stories.
Yeah, if anything, it has made the league way more interesting. From a whether it's a good fit or not, ring chase or not, it's just been way more entertainment value as a result. Um, I initially when I saw it, I was really upset because I wanted him to go to Minnesota. I watched our previous podcast and where we theorized about where he'd go. There was a lot of he's going to come home, and home was Minnesota, which I thought was funny. We were incredibly dismissive of Philadelphia. I said there's absolutely no chance, were my words. And you said there's no way he goes there because Jalen Brown streams. We were wrong.
Yeah, I just thought I didn't know him and Jalen Brown were that close, but apparently they are. I mean, I remember the Bronny thing. Obviously, I remembers that thing, but I had no idea they were that close, and I don't know when that happened. Like, it wasn't Team USA, so I don't know where. Apparently, he's boys with Maxi, which I can see that, but I had thought they had a chance to get him before the Jalen Brown trade. I didn't think. I thought after the Jalen Brown trade, it was like, all right, they're lower than the Cavs and the Heat, but um, you're a little low on it so far. I'm starting to believe in the Phillies' chances.
I'm low on it from a I want to root for LeBron way. I've actually gotten higher on it from a basketball fit as we've gone along. My first reactions were you have Maxi and Edgecombe who want to play really, really fast. LeBron has been starting to leak out more with the Lakers, playing he enjoys playing fast pace, but he's also 40. And then you have Embiid. Brown likes to get in transition. Brown likes the ball. He's ball dominant. I was pretty worried about the fit, but then I started crunching the numbers a little bit. So guess what Maxi and Edgecomb's catch and shoot from three percentages are?
The way you phrase that question makes me believe they're above 40%, both
They're
of them.
both 41. They're both like
Yeah,
41 and a half, 42%. Maxi ranks as one of the
that's
best three-point
surprising about
shooters in the
Maxi.
league. Yeah,
Yeah.
your eye test tells you, oh, this guy's a slasher. He gets downhill. He has all the runners. Edgecombe, we talked at length about Edgecombe so far, about his explosive ability. He is also a tremendous three-point shooter. So initially, I was worried about the spacing of it, but it seems like with the attention LeBron's going to create, they're going to have a lot of more open shots.
Yeah, that the Maxi number surprises me. VJ, I could see. I remember watching and I might have already mentioned this, a Minnesota game where Maxi legitimately had like the easiest 40 ball I think I've ever seen in my life. Like everybody was healthy, he just ripped us apart, and it was like threes and ones, slashing drives. He dunked on Edwards. Like it was unbelievable. That's why going into the playoffs, I'm like, Philly can handle New York. Like Maxi is just on a different level, and I was obviously wrong. But back to the main segment there. I was initially scared about it too, but you see all these like top loaded starting lineups, and then you're like, oh, their bench is going to be bad. It's not. It's
Bench is
not a
good.
bad bench.
Bench is
It's
good.
not a bad
Yeah.
bench. So and then it's like, all right, what are their holes? And it goes right to Embiid's injuries. But
Yeah, it goes right to Embiid's injuries. I was crunching the numbers a little bit too on some of LeBron's previous teams. My initial thought was, okay, he goes to the Heat. Chris Bosh becomes a three-point shooter in the corner. He goes to the Cavs again. Kevin Love becomes a three-point shooter. Both of those are very successful. Do you see Embiid becoming a pick and pop guy? He obviously has that in his game, but he has a lot of isolation post ups. He gets a lot of touches in the high post. Where do you see Embiid becoming one of those Chris Bosh roles?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's gonna want to, honestly, because it's gonna be easier on his body. I think to just hit those rolls like you said, or the pops like you said. And I think he's not that bad of a 3 point shooter as it sits. Like I think if everybody could put their egos aside, and that is the biggest if, and I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I don't see how you beat this team. I just don't. Like they're just loaded. It's like all right, go to the bench, and it's like Anthony, like one of the better 3 point shooters off the bench. KCP, one of the better 3 point shooters off the bench, can defend a little bit. So I just, barring any injuries and barring any Twitch streams that go out of hand, like I don't see anybody beating this team.
Yeah, and when I was looking at those numbers, Kevin Love at his peak, 2017-18, catch and shoot threes, was 38%. So Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey are already higher. Granted, a little bit different of a league now versus 10 years ago, but it's starting to make more and more sense. Like you mentioned, the egos are probably the biggest point. If you're Jaylen Brown, I've heard a lot from the Boston camp that he's the biggest loser. He wanted his own team. Now he's got to blend in. Is that just cope from the Boston side of things?
I don't know. It could be cope, but then you get a chance to almost like that puts Jaylen Brown at 2 rings now and a Finals MVP. Like this is a legacy, and I don't think it's not ring chasing, and it's not like he's not going to be an important player. So it's 2 legit rings and a Finals MVP, and maybe a second one. Obviously, you don't know how that goes, but it's maybe it's time to put the big boy pants on and say maybe I don't want my own team. Maybe I get 2 here, and I'm still only 28 some odd years old, and it's like all right. I'm just entering my prime. So it's a big opportunity for him. I do feel a little bit bad for VJ Edgecombe. I know he's probably, on the surface, it's like, oh my God, this is lit. But then also it might hinder his success trail and how good he eventually could be. So I feel for him a little bit, but if he's rocking with it, I'm rocking with it. So
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he becomes who's going to guard who. You have Brown who can guard primary defenders. Maxey obviously has some level of athleticism, even though he's not the greatest on-ball defender. Edgecombe tracks. What makes them interesting is you have Embiid to handle the Wembys, the Jokers, depending on who they match up with. I'm going to be really interested to see in the regular season when they play some of these bigger talented centers like a Cat, because I think that's where they can get exploited. There's a lot of talk about, Hawk Porty is their backup center right now. So
yeah.
maybe that's the Achilles heel for them. How do you feel about that being a potential weakness?
I think honestly, like Dean Wade is there. I'm not sure he can body with the big guys, but he's someone who you can kind of put on. Like I think Brown and LeBron are big enough to guard bigger guys. Dean Wade is tall, but I think he's more of a like forward and wing defender. He's a bigger guy though, so you can put him there. I just the defense I'm not that worried about. I'm just not. It's I feel like they're just gonna figure it out. And I know that's probably not the answer you want. I'm interested. I don't know if he re-signed, but Damon Barlow or yeah, I think it's Damon or something Barlow. He played in the Knicks series. He played in like garbage time, and he was guarding like 1 through 5. He can defend. It's Dominic Barlow. There we go. He can defend. So I don't know if he's still there, but if he is, that's someone that maybe mainstream media doesn't know about. But he can guard up.
Let's take a look at some of the previous super teams in our lifetime. Okay, you had the LeBron Heat, the Heatles, by all accounts very successful. You had the Lakers in 2012, Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, not so successful. You had the Nets, Brooklyn Nets, with Kevin Durant, Kyrie, James Harden. Egos got in the way there, as well as COVID and some other fun stuff. We've seen this happen multiple times where the big star goes to a team. Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns is another example. What do you think makes this different?
I mean, he's 41. Like it shouldn't be there. it shouldn't really matter about Braun. Like, it should be Maxey, Brown, and Embiid. And at the surface, that's a very good team. You add someone who has the mentality of LeBron and the ability to coach these guys through playoff games. Not that Jaylen Brown couldn't or Embiid couldn't. I mean, Embiid has never made it Eastern Conference Finals, but it's just I don't think it's a super team, but it's a different type of super team. It doesn't carry the Maxey, as good as he is. I don't think mainstream people know how good he is. So it doesn't feel like a Harden, Irving, Durant. Those guys all have aura. Maxey has sneaky aura. He's just a good basketball player, but not a lot of people know about him, in my opinion.
Yeah. So you're saying just the lack of star power, quotation marks, is going to help them out because they're not expected to play to a certain level on their own fruition.
Exactly. 5 years ago, LeBron goes here, and say everybody else is the same age. LeBron's 36. The expectations would be through the roof. I think it'd be oh my god, if they don't win. Whereas now it's all right, let's feel them out. Never. When there's a big trade and there's a big free agency signing, it's never the first year that it usually works. So I'm interested to see if it's this year with Braun being 41, or if next year it is because then he's 42 or 43, whatever however it falls. But I think it's one of these ones where it will work year one. And I'm not saying they win the whole thing. I think it would be a disappointing year if they don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay, so even if they just get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you consider it a win?
Yeah, you get 1 or 2 games. I think it's a good. If you get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, then it's a disappointing season. But I think you get 1 or 2 wins and you make it competitive, and then you build on it next year. And I think it's a fine move. I mean, they didn't give up much.
No, they didn't. I mean,
it got gifted. It got gifted.
George's contract, and now they're here.
Yeah.
I was looking at the over-unders. Right now, they sit at 50.5. They're third. They're ranked third. So you have the Knicks, the Celtics, and the 76ers is how it's ranked.
50.5 wins, you say?
50.5 wins. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. The betting man I am, 2.5 weeks ago when I heard that he might go to Philly, I took Sixers to win the Atlantic Division.
Okay.
At plus 850, and I believe it's now plus 350, so a little bit of value there. But I think they might coast through the season, just because I don't think the East is a gauntlet and home court really matters that much. I think they would not want to play in MSG, in a Game 7, but I think they may coast. So 50, I mean, Vegas knows their numbers. They're going to finish with 49 or 50, straight up. Vegas is never wrong.
Yeah, I think people are predicting that the East is going to beat each other up. With you obviously have the Raptors, the Knicks are going to come back strong. Celtics still have Tatum. Magic are going to be all right. I'm actually kind of high on the Magic. I don't think they're going to. I think they went through some of their playoff lows and some of their growing pains. They got rid of their coach. I think they're going to be all right. Pistons are still around. Duran's a restricted free agent, but I see him going back. There's a lot of talk that the East is actually better now. I kind of want to pump the brakes on that talk because you have a lot of unknowns in the East. It's a lot of new guys back there.
I think the West is just severely top heavy. You got your Thunder, you got your Spurs. Depends how you feel about the Lakers. Obviously, I'm a Minnesota guy. I think they got a little bit better. It just feels very top heavy. Portland doesn't scare me. I mean, but there's a lot of teams in the West that could come out. Portland doesn't scare me, but they could also be very good. Utah could also be very good. So it's hard to, I guess, say that the West or the East is better. But I think there are some teams in the West and the East that are going to surprise some people. I low-key think the Wizards are going to be pretty good. If that whole crew sticks together, if Anthony Davis stays there and it's not Embiid and Anthony Davis, whatever it may be.
You don't think Colin Gillespie's going to make the leap with the Suns?
He might. It's actually, I think Pat Spencer went there too, so shout out Pat Spencer. But, I don't know. It's top heavy for sure. It's Thunder, Spurs, and then Minnesota.
Nuggets are dead too?
Nuggets, they didn't do anything.
No.
They didn't do anything, and they got pounced on by Anthony Edwards-less Minnesota. I mean, you let Ayo Dosunmu put up 40, and Jaden McDaniels basically said, "You guys suck," and then he had a 30-point double-double in Game 6. And you didn't move anything. You didn't change. You're ready to run that back. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. Like I said at the top of the podcast, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I don't think I've been very, very intrigued with this offseason. In years past, it's kind of been a foregone conclusion with the regular season, especially during the Warriors and Cavs dynasties. I still feel surely strongly about the Knicks. You don't. You don't seem there to be any reality of them repeating. I think it's disrespectful. I think our listeners will also find that disrespectful, and I'm expecting some continued messages on that. What do you have to say to the Knicks believers who are doubting you, Alex?
Keep believing. I think I just think it's extremely hard to repeat, and I also this goes hand in hand. I also don't think they're that good. They just kind of caught that magic that we talked about last episode, where you
How
just
could
gotta
you
play.
say that when they went? What was it? 16-3?
That's what I'm saying. They caught. You didn't let
How
me
is that
finish.
magic?
You didn't let me finish. They have played their best 20 games.
Okay. You
I'm
don't see them. You don't see them carrying that over into the next season. You don't see them continuing what they found, adapting with Towns and how they use him in offense.
I think they're full. Like I think there is something that you get the Knicks the first championship in 53 years, and it's like, all right, we did our job. You get a little full. Cat's basically already just planning out his next contract to come back to Minnesota. So I'm not. He's probably already checked out, but I think they're full. I do. They're a 52 win team, and they probably get out of the first round and they lose to the second round.
We'll have to see. Does it bother you at all that LeBron is on another team? Are we going to look back 20 years from now and consider him a lack of continuity against him at all in the story you tell about LeBron?
It bothers me a little bit, but this better be the last. Like I don't even want him to go back to Cleveland or the Heat or the Lakers. Like this is it. You're retiring a 76er, or if you want to sign the 1 day Cleveland thing, whatever. But you're not playing for another team. Like this is it. So as long as this is it, I'm okay with it. It will be used by older generations, which is just sad and shameless. But it's I saw something. It's like every team that he's gone to has not won a playoff series in the 3 years before he's gone, or something like that, or has only won one in the last 5 years. It's not like he's like loading his teams up. I could defend him for days, but it's I hope it's not used against him. The Lakers, it ran out. They have their new star, and it is what it is.
Yeah,
Would-
I can understand the Lakers being done with the LeBron experiment. It was time to move on, especially when you were gift wrapped Luca. I will say I do kind of miss the one star, one team across all of sports. I really liked watching David Wright start with the Mets, end with the Mets. David Ortiz, Red Sox. I guess he was with the Twins, but you think of David Ortiz, you only think of the Red Sox. Kobe, Dirk. What team are you gonna think of when you think of LeBron?
I think it's got to be the Heat. I know
Really?
that's probably not.
Not the
Yeah,
second
I
run
mean,
Cavs. I go second run Cavs.
yeah. I mean, I just think like that was we were at such an impressionable age where when he did what he did and left, that he'll always be those are the Miami Heat. Like that's his team. You see that little logo with the ball going through the hoop. That's LeBron. Sorry D Wade, but that's LeBron's team. I could it's not Lakers. I'll tell you that it's
Yeah.
definitely not Lakers. Like without a doubt. So I'll give you the second stint Cavs, but I think that first stint that was Zydrunas Ilgauskas' team. So I think I can't give it to LeBron. It's got to be the Heat.
Spent double the time with the Lakers than the Heat. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, yeah, wasted. I mean, COVID just turned everything up too. It's like
Yeah. Well,
3 years
we
of
could
COVID
talk
is
about-
1 year.
We
Yeah.
could talk about the mismanagement of that Lakers organization. They've lucked into so many different scenarios. LeBron wanted to go there just because he wanted to live in LA, and then he just basically brought AD with him. That was all LeBron making that happen. That was lay GM. They fumbled the draft pick by drafting Lonzo. He was going to be a good pro, but obviously his knees gave out. Could have taken Tatum. They really failed to hit on a lot of draft picks after. They never really packaged anything outside of the AD trade. They got really lucky with some veteran signings that went their way, but All in all, it was LeBron making those things happen.
Without a doubt, Lakers have been bad for 20 years. Like, let's just call it what it is. They got their bubble ring. Besides that, they've you know, it's um, I do you said it earlier. They got Luka gift wrapped, man. Like, it's just I still to this day cannot believe that went through. I
Luca just
just
said it. Yeah, Luca just said he's bringing the entire Lakers team to Slovenia
I
for like a
saw that.
training camp.
Is that a now I read that from the lens of LeBron. Is that any sort of shade at him? Like, he didn't do this in years past. Is it now his team?
I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's a guy
Okay.
who's going through a custody battle and just is like it'd be
Can't
nice to go
leave.
back home and figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
Also, Europe in
Yeah.
the summer is not too bad. It, I still have the Knicks as the number one coming out of it. I can see the Sixers getting to a 4 seed. I really don't believe. I mean, Joe Mazzulla is a great coach at the Celtics. Raptors are going to make some moves. Really, no talk about the Pacers. Yes, they
Yeah.
lost their draft pick, but they got Zubac. Halliburton's coming back. Any love for the Pacers?
I like the Pacers. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on Halliburton. I got to see it again. You take a year off of not seeing someone play, and you're like, was this guy any that good? His playoff stuff was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Last time we saw him play, he was unreal. But that was a year ago. A year and some change. So is he back? Is he going to be good? Like, Pascal Siakam, not getting younger. Um,
Matherin's not there anymore.
no, Matherin's not there. Who's the other? Nemhard. Does he
Rise,
take a leap?
Rise of J Huff. Does Huff minutes don't mean anything to you?
No, I don't know. Where do you have him?
I want them to be good. I think it's better for the league when that rivalry is going with the Knicks. I want the Knicks to get their lick back against the Pacers. I want the Pacers to be at the height of their power. That being said, I think the shingles diagnosis that Halliburton's gone through is getting overlooked. He has not. This isn't a Tatum recovery. It wasn't seamless like him. I could probably see them more as like a 7 seed. Unfortunately, they'll be a strong 7 seed. It's going to be a great series for whoever they play. But it's giving me it's giving me a little 2015 Mets vibes. A lot of injuries.
Hard to repeat. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have been forgotten for sure because we have barely mentioned them, and it's always Orlando, Heat. I even mentioned the Wizards before them, so that means something there too. So I am interested to see. I think they do have something to prove, because I think also mainstream media has forgot about them. So it's almost like, all right, remember us, come out and bully some guys. But like you said, I could see them sneaking up to a 5 seed. I'd be shocked if they were a top 4 seed. I would not be shocked if they were from 5 to 8. Everywhere else, I would be a little shocked.
What are your now that free agency is kind of settled, we know where the pieces are. What regular season matchups are you looking forward to the most?
Um, you want me to paint my Christmas day if I could
Yeah.
have it?
What's your Christmas day?
Times and whatever, it doesn't matter. Whoever's home doesn't matter to me. I got Nuggets, T Wolves. I got Spurs, Knicks. I got Sixers, Heat.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, scratch that. Sixers, Celtics. Sixers, Celtics. One more in the West. Uh, give me Lakers. Give me Lakers, healthy Mavericks, and one more, a fun one here that nobody would really pay attention to, but would just be a good vibe for me. Give me Utah, Washington.
Utah, Washington. So Steph
Yeah.
Curry doesn't make your cut on Christmas
No,
Day? No.
no, no. That those times are over. Washington, Utah, first pick, second pick. Let's run it.
Washington, Utah, actually, I would stay in for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Put the in the 10:30 spot.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm staying in tonight. I got to watch Trae Young. It, I think it's hilarious with how much media and how much press the Giannis situation garnered. One LeBron decision, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, are they going to be good?
That's the thing. It's not a great basketball fit. To your point from the last pod, if it's Hero and Giannis, it makes a lot more sense. It
Yeah.
intrigues me a lot more. Respect to Bam's 83, I don't see the spacing.
Yeah. You think
If
something
Giannis,
else is coming?
well, here's the thing. This is a great year for Giannis to be like, hey guys, don't forget, I was the second or third best player in the league for 5 years in a row, just 2 years ago. And I've been kind of load managing because the Bucks had no reason. I had no reason to play for the Bucks because I needed to hold out for a trade. That's
Yeah.
going to be a big storyline for me. It's Giannis, and then it's also Ja Morant. Those are two guys I think that can really show the league, like, hey, don't forget about us. Would I bet Ja Morant actually coming through on that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think his best days are behind him.
Yeah, that's actually a team that I completely forgot about. The Blazers there. They got Micah Nori, old assistant coach from Minnesota. So shout out Micah. I think they'll be all right. They got Ja. They got Denny. They got Klingon.
They don't have a media team and they don't have assistant coaches.
That ain't no problem. They don't have a jet either, bro. They're flying
Dude,
commercials.
I think the Blazers might have the same budget as we do. We've got a free Riverside trial and a YouTube.
We might
page.
we might actually have more. To be honest, I've never seen a YouTube clip of the Blazers. Ja Morant. Just 3-4 years ago, he was battling Ant in that first round, and it was like, wow, these two guys are here. And now it couldn't have been one go a different direction than the other one.
I think if you watched the Derrick Roses of the world, the Brandon Roys of the world growing up, you knew it wasn't built to last. I rewatched the 2010 Derrick Rose rookie series versus the Celtics. Every basket he scores, even his jump shots, hurt my knees to watch. It's the most aggressive moves. There's nothing being left in the tank. I equate it to basically a closer coming to start a game, just throwing 104
Just leaving
max.
it all out there. Let it
It's
hang.
easy. I know we get into like, oh, it's such a tragedy. It was gonna happen. It was like a puppy next to a highway. I feel the same way about Ja Morant. The guy's leaping through the air with absolutely no regard for his life. All of his pre-draft workouts were him and his dad working out in gravel. Like, yeah, you're not gonna last.
It was bound to be.
Look at Lonzo. Again, same thing, just practicing on concrete. When he landed, his knees would go inward. I really think that the sports science and what we've found out about some of these athletes is just so much farther ahead. When you go back and look, it's actually pretty easy to predict that those injuries were going to happen.
Ban gravel 2026.
Hey, John Long didn't let us play in an outdoor
I gotta.
game. That was his rule.
I hear that, but I have a counterpoint. Your boy VJ Edgecombe, it wasn't gravel, but it couldn't have been something good.
Well, he's got 2 years now, just standing in the corner. He doesn't have to worry about jumping anymore.
Yeah, his knees are fine.
His knees are fine. They can put him there on ice.
Yeah. Bron, what are we doing? Yeah. One last thing on the Bron thing. You think Bronny follows him? You think he plays in LA?
No, I think that's done. I think that's over.
So it's just LA for Bronny.
Yeah. Or G League. We'll play in the G League. Maybe we'll play overseas. I think that's done.
You think him in the NBA is done?
No, I think he can play in the NBA. I think the idea of him, it's not a Thanasis situation anymore, to me.
Got it. Oh, the Giannis kicked Thanasis to the curb, bro.
I know.
That guy's still shaking a cup.
I got a YouTube recommendation video. It was like Thanasis is more than you think. It was like 14 minutes long. I'm like, listen, I watched Pistol Pete horse compilation the other day. I'll watch a lot of things. I'm not watching a Thanasis 14-minute video. I'm not doing it.
I would have scrolled by it. You're a better man than reading the title than me. I don't know I know you're not on social media that much, and definitely not Joan Berenger, but he posted something that went a little bit viral. He's in like a collared shirt, and it looked like he was dunking on these guys, but it actively looks like the hoop is like got to be like 9 feet, and it's gaining a lot of traction on Wolves Twitter, being like, oh my god, he's the next Giannis, and the rim has to be 9 feet. He makes it look. I'll send it to you. It has to be. Otherwise, if that is a 10-foot rim, he's going to be a problem, because what he was doing to it, it was disrespectful. In a collared shirt, just hooping with the boys. So I just had to mention that because I know how much we love Joan Berenger on the show. So
Well, they made Willie
Uh,
Hernangomez look like the second coming in Hustle with Adam Sandler. So
he was.
a few camera edits can do a lot.
Yeah, that's true. This looked like right off the iPhone brick, though. No edits. Looked fresh.
Yeah, enough on LeBron. We have
Yeah.
it's the absolute desert in terms of sports content right now.
Yeah.
Now that LeBron's gone, all we have left is DeMar DeRozan to make his decision. Have you gotten into anything else recently?
No, well, I want to stop you right there. Mario Hezonja signed with the Cavs. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that a little bit. No, I'm just I haven't got into too much. I have been watching a show called The Night Agent. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but
No,
if any viewers are watching, it's season 3 now. The first 2 seasons, it's about they call him a night agent. He works for the FBI, and he basically he's on the FBI side, tries to solve these kind of mysteries and stuff, and tries to hunt the bad guy down. It's thriller. The main guy, his name's Peter. He's fantastic watch, acting and viewing pleasure. Good looking dude. It's a good show. I highly recommend. I don't know if you're a big Netflix show guy, but quick episodes, like 45 minutes, bang them out. First 2 seasons great. I'm on season 3 now.
What's his NBA comp?
That's a great question, and I wish I had a little bit more time to come up with something good. But his NBA comp, give me give me Franz Wagner. Yeah. Sometimes injured, so has another partner, do the dirty work. But he is, when he's good, he's great. But sometimes he has another partner do some work for him.
Are you a show guy? Do you always have one going along?
No, not in the slightest.
Okay.
I have maybe watched 6 shows, like all the way through. So it's pretty easy to get in my top 5. But I've seen Breaking Bad. I've seen The Office. I've seen How I Met Your Mother. Outer Banks, little childish show, but I like it. Stranger Things, and Night Agent. There's my 6. You a show guy?
No, just incredibly niche YouTube videos. Not because of a lack of liking shows. It's just where the habit goes. I rewatched, since the Tour de France right now, or just ended, I rewatched a 1.5 hour interview with Lance Armstrong from 10 years ago. And it talked about the cheating and everything involved. I think if that happened today would be a non-story.
Yeah, I don't even know the story, so
So
it couldn't have been that big.
You don't remember the Livestrong bracelet?
Yeah, but I had no idea that was like, I didn't enlighten me.
So I'm not the biggest cyclist in the world, so our cycling listeners are their ears are gonna bleed. But essentially, he's an American cyclist, really, really talented, has a really strong American team. He gets testicular cancer. So he gets cancer, he's out of it. Upon returning from testicular cancer, the team starts to do really well. It's this big comeback story. And he goes to Tour de France, crushes it, wins 7 yellow shirts in a row. Yellow shirt is like the overall winner. There's multiple ways to win in the Tour de France. You could be the polka dot shirt, which is like the best climber, person who does the most uphill. You can be the green, which I believe is sprinting. Then you have the yellow shirts overall. And then you can also win an award for being last place. So there's a lot to it, but he won the overall again and again and again. This amazing story. He starts this Live Strong campaign, which is for cancer research and helps cancer patients and their families.
Yeah.
Sells $100 million worth of these $1 wristbands. It's this awesome story. Turns out him and his team pumping EPO. EPO basically makes you have unlimited stamina. It's what a lot of the UFC guys get accused of.
Okay.
Pumping EPO, blood bags, all of these different ways to cheat. Granted, everyone else was doing it. It was around the time when Mark McGuire and Sosa were just juiced to the absolute gills.
Yeah.
So it's this great story. He's this American hero, and now he's a cheater. He then spends the next few years, when that comes out, trying to defraud people claiming of cheating, like getting in people's faces, screaming at them, full roid rage, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And then at the climax of it is he goes on Oprah and admits, no, we weren't cheating. We were using EPO. We were doing all these things. Immediately gets kicked off the Livestrong board. the company does much less. He raises over $500 million for cancer research in total. I did the numbers on it, but is defamed as like one of the biggest cheats in history. Now they counted it. It was something crazy like, if you weren't going to give it to him, the next person you could give it to who tested clean was like 20th place.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's been known for decades of the cheating in that sport. People used to like hold on to cars to ride to give them a little bit of boost.
Yeah.
They used to do these things called cafe plunges, where the drivers would pull up to like a bar or a restaurant and go in, steal a bunch of alcohol and coffee, and then just chug beer along the race. And then the Tour de France would bill them after. So
I feel like, honestly though, not to cut you off, he left a legacy though. You know what I mean? I don't know one other cyclist, so I feel like it was worth it.
right?
I feel like that's my goat.
That's what I like. I researched it because I remember this happening. My uncle was a big cyclist, so he gave us like the Livestrong wristbands.
Yep.
I remember this going down. So when I researched again, I'm like, this guy is the man. I don't care what anybody says. I did reach out to my cycling friends, and they were like, no, he was an asshole in the media. He like tried to ruin the lives of the people who accused him. But I don't know, man.
Damn good cyclist.
Elite. Where do you stand on that? Do you with cheating in sports? Like Paul George, 76er, he got popped, and now he's coming back. No concerns.
That's a good point. I mean, I feel like a lot of the times, and this could just be negligence, where they just don't know what they're taking. I don't know, because Paul George is a good example. It's like, all right, you did your time, 25 games, but I mean, you just shouldn't do it. But yet again, I think his story was like he didn't know, right, or something like his doctor.
That's his story.
I mean, that's everybody's story. I get that.
Story.
Yeah, but
Aaron Rodgers famously was going to give his entire salary to a fan if Ryan Braun ended up being dirty, and obviously that never happened.
Yeah,
money.
I don't know. The worst part is like Paul George wasn't frying guys.
No.
So I feel like that's the worst part is like the risk is not the 25 games. It's the fact that you're taking stuff and still not frying. That's the bigger risk. Slap me 25 games. You get 25 games off, take a couple vacations, you have millions of dollars to start a podcast. Now everyone knows you were actively cheating and bad.
And what's interesting is people don't associate that with his Pacers days. They're like, oh, it was only with the 76ers.
No, Pacers, he's clean. He's clean for life.
Why do you think that, though?
He never got caught.
There's no logical reason to think that, but I think the same thing.
Yeah, no. Him and Oladipo are Pacers for lifers, and they could do anything right now. And those guys they're in my those are Hall of Famers.
Some other interesting guys who've gotten caught that you might have forgotten. Bartolo Colon.
Yeah.
Caught for steroids. Hedo Turkoglu. He got popped.
Okay.
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
Starling Marte. Guys who just had careers after.
How many did Bartolo get?
I think Bartolo got, I think that was around the 60 games. Because he got popped with A's, right? It was later in his career.
I believe he got popped with the A's, yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Speaking of your A's, a lot of big news talking about we're going to get a lockout in the MLB 2017. Discussion of the salary cap. You've been a fan of a small market team. I've been a fan of used to be small market team. And then now we're the biggest market and we're still terrible, New York Mets.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about salary cap?
Is the MLB the only one that doesn't have it? Because I have no interest in the MLB when your lineup is Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, Shohei, Max Muncy. Like I'm good. If the Dodgers win this year, if the Dodgers don't win this year, I'll be shocked. it turns it into like not fun. Like I don't know. I think there should be a salary cap, but I'm not smart enough how to figure out how and what it should be. But the Dodgers getting every single free agent the last 3 years has got like I've lost interest. Like I don't care.
So to you as a casual fan, have been put off by it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll watch playoff games. Like I was actively rooting for the Blue Jays, and I know they have a high salary cap too last year. But like, it just feels like every free agent goes to the Dodgers. So
Yeah, so I did some. I look back. Kyle Tucker's hitting like 220. He's not good this year.
yeah, but it's the precedent you're setting. It's the name. Like the sweeps. Every sweepstakes goes to the Dodgers. Like, dude, I'm just he could hit 120, and it's like, all right. I guess yeah, maybe you have a point, but I don't know. I'm just tired of it. The Dodgers will win this year.
The issue with putting a high salary cap is you're hurting the middle class of players,
Yeah,
and I'm curious to see what the negotiations are going to be like. One argument I've heard is we need to have a salary floor, so you prevent these Pirates, the Guardians, just completely tanking and not even trying. That would raise the level of competitiveness. I do think I hate the Dodgers as much as the next guy. If you look at some of their signings, though, they actually haven't been that successful, and there's still an argument to be made that your drafting, your farm system, your trade acquisitions at the deadline, that's just as important as the free agent signings. I wonder if they're going to go to kind of an NBA model where there's not necessarily a hard cap, but a second apron.
yeah.
So something where it's just the taxes are so unbelievable. What I don't like seeing is billionaire owners buying a team and then suddenly becoming cheap.
Yeah.
That needs to stop.
Why buy it?
Yeah, why buy it? If it's not about, maybe they need to take a test on if they're a true fan or not. Because the good thing about Cohen, obviously being just a gazillionaire, is that he loves the Mets. So he's going to do everything in his power. He's invested. He goes to the games. You have the Trailblazers owner. He's not a fan. There's no way he's a fan of the Trailblazers. You wouldn't act that way.
No. Yeah. There should be some sort of checklist. Like, have you watched 20 games last year? And then the Blazers guy wouldn't be able to pass it. Yeah. What's happening in Portland is a shame. I'm not too familiar with Steve Cohen. I know he spends it, like, without a doubt. Soto example. But it's even if the Dodgers, like, even if those players don't work out, right? Like you cited that some of these guys have just stunk. It's taking it takes the fun out of it almost as a fan. It's like, all right, this guy's probably like Tucker was 100% going to the Dodgers. Like there was never a doubt.
Yep.
Whereas like in the NBA, like there are some times where you don't really know. Example, LeBron James. You don't really know where he's going. Because he can't really fit everywhere. That's a bad example, I guess, because he was taking a minute.
No, I get what you're saying. What the NBA
Yeah.
has done is it's gotten rid of dynasties because you can't keep these guys together. With the
Yeah.
MLB, on the other hand,
Good
you
and
could
bad.
have teams that are good for decades and decades because you can keep these guys and sign them to whatever. I guess the question I have for you is, what is better? Do you prefer the parity or do you prefer there being dynasties?
I guess I'm going against one of my. I don't know. I'm torn now because now when you put it like that, I like the parity in the NBA. So no, you know what I like the parity. So give me a salary cap, and anybody can win, and anybody can go anywhere. Like there should be. MLB is tough because for one, I don't know a lot of these players. Like C.J. Abrams is like demanding, buddy, I don't know who you are, but apparently you're really good. So some of these guys I don't really know, but I know when there's a sweepstakes in the free agency and it's guys I know, I'm like, all right, it's down to the Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, and Padres. Like nobody's ever like, yeah, I want to go to Oakland. Like I really want to go to the White Sox. So it stinks because it's always gonna be top heavy.
Yeah. Times in recent history I can think of the free agent signings really working. Obviously the Dodgers most recently. Red Sox had a little run when they signed Price, Sale, all those guys. That was definitely an example of it. Astros, it's hard to quantify just because of the cheating.
Astro.
You could say that it would be the Yankees if the Astros weren't in their way. They also haven't been spending like how they usually have in the past. I mean, Giancarlo was a big signing at the time, or a trade,
Yeah.
sign trade, whatever it was. Jeter gave the team to them. If you look at the history of it, the free agent signing doesn't help as much as you think, but I do agree with you from a competitive standpoint. There should be something.
Yeah, there's got to be something. Because I feel like it's so hard to hit, and this could be whatever. I feel like it's so hard to hit on draft picks, too. There's just like so many rounds, so many players. This guy's in high school. This guy's 16 years old. Like, we won't see him in uniform for 8 years. Like, it's just so hard to hit in baseball that it's just like, you got to give some of these teams a chance.
Could you imagine if the Wizards couldn't see AJ DeBonsa play for 5 years? We gotta wait. He's gotta go play in like Trenton, Ohio.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so. It's an odd sport. It's very. I mean, I understand why they do it, but it's like, oh, this rookie's making his debut tonight. He's 30. What? Like, he's got 3 kids already, and he's a rookie. Like, I don't know. I just MLB. I've lost my love for it.
To your point, though, it's kind of nice going to a Reds game and seeing MLB debut, and they're born 1999. It makes me feel better about where I am in life.
You still have a year.
Yeah, it makes me feel good that I started a podcast. It really does.
Yeah, I'm not sure anything ever makes you feel like that, but
I think I got my first pushback on the podcast the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been nothing but glowing reviews, so I appreciate everyone who's called and asked things, but we got one. One was like, "Of course you did that. Does anybody watch it?"
Us.
Us. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You mean I get a scheduled call with my friend every
Yeah.
week?
Oh, I just talked to my friend. Oh, that's really weird. You shouldn't do that. All right, hater. It's fine by me, bro. Fine by me.
Excellent, man. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. That was a good 45, fastest 40 minutes of podcasting.
Yep.
We're still going to try and get the French guys on, so I'll tease that a little bit more. They've been pretty busy. They're real media guys, so they actually get guests, which is pretty cool. But I have a good chance they'll come around.
Yeah, I believe, and I'm excited to meet them and speak with them. But until then.
Till then, you got us.
Yeah. Lucky y'all, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next Thursday.
Always a pleasure. Yep. Likewise. Take care, y'all.